Do you guys watch Euphoria? Yeah, a couple people, yeah. I love it, dude. I'm real into it. I binged it like 2 months ago, watched both seasons, super into it, yeah. But I've seen that show before, you know? Like, I'm old enough. I watched The OC in high school. Right? I watched Gossip Girl, and now I watch Euphoria. It's the same show. It's the same exact show. The only difference is that with Euphoria, the drugs have gotten way harder, and they care about the consequences way less. That's it. That's legit the only difference. I remember watching The OC. They would go to a party the night before, they drink Bud Light, they smoke weed. The next morning, they wake up, and they'd be like, we think Marissa has a problem. We gotta get her to rehab. I don't know what we're gonna do. I watched Euphoria, first episode. If you haven't seen it, first episode, spoilers. The main character overdoses on heroin, goes into rehab, gets out of rehab, goes to a party with her friends, and all their friends are like, are you back on drugs? And she's like, yeah. And then they're all just like, okay, let's go do drugs! And they encourage it. It's bad behavior. I don't love it. I don't like it. It's not the message we need to be sending. The only thing I didn't like about the show, if you haven't seen it, it's 25 to 35-year-old just beautiful models pretending to be 16-year-old high school students, right? Just children. They're like, look at how hot these kids are. Why are we doing this? There is one scene in the first episode where, again, all these beautiful male models and extras are in the high school boys' locker room. And, you know. They're all naked. They're all naked, and they all have humongous flaccid penises. Just so big. And I saw that, and I was like, holy shit, those are huge penises. And then immediately after, I was like, well, I can never say that out loud, because what if they're not that big? And I have no idea. I'm just walking around being like, oh my god, did you see those huge dicks on Euphoria? And everyone's like, those are actually below average size penises. I don't know what you're talking about. Those are little baby penises. I don't know. Can you imagine that though? To get that role, to get a role like that, you gotta go through rounds of casting. To get a role on HBO, right? You gotta go through like 5 rounds of casting. Can you imagine that showing up? They're not making you show your penis on the first round. You're going like, they gotta prove, can you act? Do you have a 6-pack? Are you over 6'3"? Can you pass for 16? And then round 5 comes around and they're like, all right, let's see your penis. I'm sorry, but you do not qualify for this role. Please go home. We'll call you when we have clothed roles available. Can you imagine that, dude? You gotta go home, call your parents, let them know you didn't get the job. Your wife's like, I thought you were a shoo-in. And you're like, fucking politics. Hollywood. Not good. Not ideal. I was running some errands actually the other day before a show, and have you guys seen this? Have you seen the Dr. Scholl's machines that you stand on, and it tells you what type of insole to get in your shoes? Have you seen this? Right? They have the technology now. It's crazy. Where if you stand on it barefoot, you get AIDS. But also, it can tell you if you're at risk or if you currently have diabetes. Isn't that crazy that we have that technology? Diabetes. I saw that and I was like, I don't think I'm ready to find out that I have diabetes in this CVS. Is that the worst place to find out that you have diabetes? A place you also have a rewards card to? Okay, it's like, how did it happen? 2-for-1 candy, it's right in the record, it's right there. It's those jujubes, you know? They're so good. Gotta buy them 2 at a time. Can you imagine that though? You're going in thinking you're gonna fix your plantar fasciitis. It's just like, nope, diabetes. Go run to the doctor. You won't have feet soon. Get out of here. But first, put those 2-for-1 melting ice creams back in the freezer. Those, you won't need them. You won't need them. What's going on here? Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I won't worry about it as you're... Oh, you're talking about CrossFit? Okay, don't patronize me. Are you guys from the area? Are you from the city or visiting?
We live here now, but we're from California.
Nice, very cool. Okay. This is going nowhere. Let's go back to jokes. I don't know. Are you guys on dating apps? Dating apps? Yeah. I thought it was just called the mail. Love letters, World War II, like, stay alive for me. I'm kidding. It's wonderful. No, that's cool. Were you on dating apps? Are you fucking with me? You were? What happened?
Well, I found a guy, so I'm not on dating.
Which one were you on?
Our time.
Hell yeah. That's great. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Okay. All right. I like that. That's wonderful. I'm on dating apps. I've been on dating apps way too long. Way too long. It's not good. Once you start re-seeing people on dating apps, time to go outside. That's what I was saying. Time to just walk around, see if you find someone at the mailbox, maybe you'll fall in love there. That's my dream. That's what I want to do. I don't know. I don't like, you guys smoke weed? I don't smoke weed. I don't like edibles either. I don't like remembering to breathe. That's not my idea. It's not my idea of fun, just for 3 hours being like, 1 second in, 1 second out, 1 second in, I'm like a psycho, you know? But they're everywhere now, everywhere. My least favorite part about edibles being so popular, nobody carries regular candy with them anymore. Sucks. I was hanging out with a group of people, this girl busted out a bag of gummy bears, and she was like, hey, does anyone want some gummy bears? And I was like, fuck yeah, I love gummy bears. I'll have a handful of gummy bears, please. And she's like, okay, but be careful, there's 25 milligrams of THC per gummy bear. That's a lot. Have you ever thought that you were going to get to shovel a handful of gummy bears, and instead you just have to nibble the ear of one gummy bear? So unsatisfying. Dude, I had to go to CVS and just buy a regular bag of gummy bears. And then they were like, our records show you have diabetes. You are not allowed to buy these. All right, guys, you ready to start this show?